Hi, I'm Kiran. I'm a chartered accountant and I've spent the last 10 years working as a tax advisor and educating myself on all things personal finance. I always wondered how much everybody around me was saving and investing, and that's because people don't like to discuss their finances, and what's more, we're not taught how much to save and how to invest while we're at school, so that stops us from learning about how to build our wealth. And if you think about it, that does make sense because it's not in the state's best interest to create an education system through which people become financially independent. And that's because a country depends on its population to keep working until old age in order to boost the economy. So naturally, many people don't have a strategy or a plan when it comes to their savings and building their wealth. However, I'm here to help you learn, and in this video, I'll be talking about how much you should really be saving each month according to the experts. So keep watching to learn more. Around 40% of households in the UK are only one paycheck away from financial ruin or potential homelessness. And what that means is that 40% of households don't have an emergency fund set aside. What's an emergency fund? Well, it's a pot of money that you've saved into in case of a financial shock. So whether that's losing your job or falling very ill, you basically have about 3 months worth of expenses that you can dip into should you need to. So that emergency fund should really be at least 3 months of your expenses, so your mortgage payments, rent, utility bills. And there is a recommended order of savings, so the first thing you should be saving towards is that emergency fund. The second thing that you should be saving towards is maximising your matched pension contributions. And thirdly, you should be working to pay off any high interest debt. And then after that, it's more about working towards your own financial goals. If you're part of that 40% that doesn't have an emergency fund, that should be your number one priority. Everyone needs an emergency fund. Without one, we're very vulnerable and relying on our next paycheck in order to pay our bills, and that's not a position that any of us want to be in. And just a caveat, living paycheck to paycheck and not having an emergency fund is not something that's limited to low income earners. It also applies to the top earners. You might have friends who are earning double what you're earning and they might not have an emergency fund. And that's because typically as our income increases, so do our expenses. And that's a phenomenon known as lifestyle inflation. And lifestyle inflation basically means that our spending increases with every pay raise. And before you know it, you're stuck in a cycle of living paycheck to paycheck. But don't worry if your savings aren't currently where you want them to be, because I do have a strategy for you. So how much should you really be saving each month in the first place? There's a very well-known rule called the 50-30-20 rule, which was created by US Senator Elizabeth Warren. It's a rule that's widely accepted by personal finance experts because it allows you to balance your money in a feasible way. So what it basically means is that 50% of your post-tax earnings go towards your needs, 30% goes towards your wants that month, and 20% go towards your financial goals, so your savings basically. Now, to put this into context, the average person in the UK only saves around 8% of their post-tax income. And in this strategy, you're looking at saving 20%. So there is quite a big gap between the average of 8 and the desired 20 that we need to get to. Let's just see what it might look like. The average full-time employee in the UK earns £1,800 after tax. Using the strategy, this person would need to allocate £900 towards their needs, so that's mortgage payments or rent bills, utilities, phone, etc. £540 on their wants, so whether that's a gym membership, going out for dinner, going out for drinks, and then that person would need to contribute £360 towards their financial goals. So whether you're saving towards your emergency fund or your pension or paying off your debts. This rule is great because you're balancing your money between your needs, wants, and your financial goals. So you're still focusing on building your wealth for the future. In practical terms, this will require some analysis of what you're currently doing. So have a look at your last 3 months bank statements and see where your spending is currently going, and try and come to a percentage on your needs, wants and savings. If you find that your needs are currently taking up more than 50% of your post-tax income, you may need to find a way to reduce your expenditure or to increase your income. Now, there are multiple side hustles that you could explore, or you could try and find a part-time job. If you'd like me to make a video on the easiest side hustles, please let me know in the comments. When you figure out what you're able to save in a particular month, make sure you automate the process. And what I mean by that is, make sure you set up an automatic payment from your current account where you're getting paid into a separate account so that you can't touch that money, and make sure it's 1 or 2 days after payday so that you don't have the opportunity to spend the money. This is something that I've always done. It's really given me peace of mind, and I do think it's a great strategy. I hope this video has helped you figure out how much you should be saving each month. Please let me know in the comments if you have any other strategies that work for you. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.